Hey everybody! Koricon Nerd here, and this morning when I woke up, I got a ton of messages, people saying, hey, they released the making of 2.0 with Rajinikanth and Akshay. Now, I had to go to work, so I couldn't do it, but I just got home, so let's look at this. It's only a minute and 46 seconds long, so I don't know how much of a behind the scenes they'd be able to give us. I'm wondering if it's going to be like what they did with Star Wars. They did that with Star Wars The Force Awakens, and then during Star Wars Celebration, they just did it again for The Last Jedi, where they showed like a 2-minute behind the scenes stuff where you get to see, you know, the sets and people on the sets, maybe a little bit of an interview. But I don't have English subtitles, so if there is an interview part, I will need help with the translation. I liked Robot a lot more than I thought I would, and the posters look pretty cool. The only thing is, I'm worried about Akshay's character. He looks out of place. Like, I don't know. After seeing the first movie, I don't quite know how they're going to fit that kind of character in. So I've just been holding out for a trailer. Like, I need to see some context of why he looks like that and what's going on. What is his powers? You know, that kind of stuff. Because he looks a little odd. He kind of looks like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type character. He looks like he would be the Mr. Hyde. Like maybe he was a scientist that took his own potion and became a monster. Kind of the feel that I get from it is that Dr. Hyde version of a Dr. Jekyll. But Rajinikanth looks great as the Robot 2.0. He looks very similar to the way he did in the original movie, and that was a while ago. He's getting up there in years, but they're doing some crazy good stuff with the makeup so far. Maybe they'll talk about that. Maybe they'll touch on that in this making of. But let's jump into it, and we'll see what they got for us, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. A nice big sets. Oh, wow. So they're going to have the multiple robots again? Yeah, that's some... There's your molds. Robots look up to date, but still very... That's a cool looking suit. Tanks. I like tanks. It's like they're going to have a final battle on a football field. So we can see that they're going to have some really good large sets. It looks like they're building pretty much a town. I'm wondering if they're going to end up destroying it in the movie. Usually when they build their own town like this, it's because they're going to destroy it, or a town that looks the way they want it to just doesn't exist. So they've got to kind of create the at least the front of it. A lot of westerns have done that. So yeah, we can see like here is the This is the same shot that we just kind of saw, I think, but they have everything up now. And then the green screens that are going to be back there is just to be able to show the rest of the city. So they are just recreating one intersection. There must be a huge stunt that goes on right here that you can't practically do in a real town. Like they may have a lot of explosions or a whole bunch of cars that are going to get wrecked that could cause damage to close buildings. But it looks like whatever is going to happen in this intersection is going to be pretty damaging, pretty explosive. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see what it is in the trailer whenever that comes out. But that's going to be a big set piece. It's going to be either a huge stunt, or it's going to take a place of a lot of the story that's going on, and then they destroy it. But either way, I think they're going to destroy something in here. Otherwise, they wouldn't really need to recreate it. And you can get a layout of the city. Like, he looks like he's measuring or talking to the guys about what they're going to do for this entire street sequence. There's your cheaties. These they look much updated from the ones in Robot, the first movie, Entron. But they look cool. I like the way that they look. They still look like the original robots, just updated. And later on we saw it with the color. He has like the color in there. That was pretty cool. I wonder what's going on here. They basically have people running. Now, are they running? They must be running out of the theater, because we saw, or stadium, because we saw later on that they're battling in this stadium. So it must be that they're running out of the stadium, like to get away from the battle. So this must be the scene where everybody is trying to get away, not get killed. So this is going to be another one of their large set pieces, and they showed a lot of stuff going on. I think they're going to have either the ending battle or one of the major battles taking place in this stadium. Like maybe the stuff that happened on the road leads them to the stadium where the final battle takes place. It could be. Rajinikanth. So is it going to be all makeup, or are they going to use any CG on his face? I would hope they would just use makeup, because CG would be somewhat of overkill, I would think. Akshay Kumar. See, it's an odd look, and I don't have an explanation of why he looks that way. If you guys found something that tells us why he looks like that, I would like to know. My theory, I guess, is that he's kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde character. That this is his Mr. Hyde persona after the experiment he did on himself went backfired. A.R. Rahman. She is beautiful. So this stuff they're putting on the head right now is to make molds so that they can basically make anything with the person's face on it. But for Rajinikanth, like they're going to use this mold to create the robots, their faces, probably. They're going to use, not totally. I mean, they sculpted the faces, but they might use this as a base. But mostly this is to make sure that his prosthetics, whatever prosthetics they put on him, fit perfectly snug to his face. Same with Akshay. Looks like they're doing a Skype interview. Somebody is missing from the meeting. There's Akshay's. Same thing. So that, because he's got a lot of prosthetics on with his character. See, you've got a chin, you've got the lashes thing. Looks like the nose. It crinkles a little too much on the nose. Yeah, see the face of the robot. It looks updated, but it looks very similar to the original. Yeah, there's the lights that I was talking about. Now, is that just... Yeah, that's in the suit. It's pretty cool looking. I like the red light coming out. That looks pretty cool. These people are falling. That's a pretty cool looking suit too. Very updated. See, that's all prosthetic and makeup. Yep, this is the football field. This is where they will... I think they're going to have the final battle. And this is where you saw all those people running away earlier. Because it looks like they're doing a lot of setup here. You've got a... Is this a cameraman on a zip line? That would be a fun job. Whee! I'm a cameraman. I get to zip line. Whee! That would be awesome. I would do it. I think this... Yeah, so if you look in the monitor, you can see that green screen right here. I think this is what's going on in that set we saw in the beginning where they built the town. That this is what the what they were doing there. I mean, you can see it's got a lot of explosions going on. Yeah, that's the... So they're going to have a lot of cars blowing up and stuff that they didn't want to damage an actual building. That's why they built the town. So I'm assuming these guys get thrown in the movie. They're just getting a green screen element of them flying through the air. And here's some more stuff at the football stadium. Looks like they might be in battle, in flight in their battle, and supposed to show them fighting each other in the air as they're flying around the stadium, maybe. Tanks! 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 Look at that. Big armored vehicles. Yeah, see, a lot of this behind the scenes is at that football field, so I think they're going to end up doing a lot there. They don't look like they're really mad at each other. They're probably joking around. Can you imagine all this makeup I'm wearing? There's going to be a lot of green screen. Like every set has a green screen element of some kind. Whoa, he's going to get dropped out of a car. Another green screen element. That's pretty cool looking. Cool. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. I mean, obviously they're going to have a lot of green screen elements. I think, you know, the town that they built is because of that sequence we saw with the cars, so they're going to end up destroying a lot of the set, and they didn't want to destroy any actual buildings. Looks like a lot of the finale is going to take place on that football field, or if you're in the U.S., a soccer field. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the final battle, is at that football field. It could be, though, the interval. It could be the battle at the first interval, and then the final battle would be in that town that they made with all the cars blowing up. But I have a feeling that the town being made with the cars blowing up is just going to be an element of the battle, and that that's happening on their way to that football stadium. and that the final thing is going to happen at the football stadium. That's just my gut feeling. And I also think Akshay might be like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like he was a scientist that created a potion or something to try and better mankind or heal his own ailment, and ended up using it on himself and turned himself into a monster. So he would end up becoming Mr. Hyde kind of thing. But what do you guys think? What is your thoughts on Akshay's character? Why do you think he is like that? If you heard something or know, something from the articles that have come out, if they have actually said what he is, then I would like to know. Please comment below and tell me. And let me know what your thoughts on the making of this is. What do you think about the town and the fact that, and the whole football stadium and everything? Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you're on VidMe, upvote this, give me a follow and share it around. And if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And I will see you in the next video.